Hi, this is Joel. You know, I really have enjoyed these members clinics, but today, rather than having you out to the golf course, I think I want to take you to another place to do the members clinic today. I think it'll be a blast for you. So instead, I thought I'd bring you to Pebble Beach. It's not quite Pebble Beach, it's actually Meadowlinks in the auditorium here in my indoor studio, but come take a look at this and you'll see now I've placed us on the 7th hole at Pebble Beach, which many of you know is a par 3 of only about 100 or 110 yards, depending on where the tee markers are. And so I want to help you learn some things about how to plan your approach shots, which will be very helpful for you as you play and practice and compete at Greenhills Golf Course, play and practice. So now let's take a look at that shot that Taylor just hit. 109 yards to the flagstick. He hit 99 yards in the air, went a total of 105 yards. And there we see all kinds of statistics about it. And then it keeps the trail for us there, as you can see. And we can see where the ball ended up there, between the left bunker and the putting green. So let's see how he does on the next shot. So it looks like that one flew a little further. Nope, a little shorter. Carried 101 yards and stopped at 102 in the left bunker. Looks a little straighter, still a little bit to the left. In that bunker, carried 98 yards and stopped at 102. Yeah, that one's a little straighter. On the green. Ooh, the crowd loves it. Carried 96 yards and stopped at 101. So he's hit 4 shots so far. Let's see him hit 5 shots, and I'll start to help you know what you can learn from this kind of on-course practice. It sounded a little bit fat. So it didn't quite sit down as well as some of the other ones he would hit. That one carried 100 yards, went 105 yards total, so he would have 4 yards to go to the flagstick, about a 12-foot putt. So this is how your on-course practice at Pebble Beach in the winter with me can help you tremendously. As you can see over here on the screen, his dispersion, his red circle, his dispersion is kind of shortened to the left, and that's what this big screen shows, right? He has 5 shots over here to the left of the flagstick, And that flagstick, he was trying to keep it short of the flagstick because you don't want to go behind this green at all because there's the ocean and the bunker. And so this makes sense for this 109-yard hole, downhill 10 yards at Pebble Beach. If we want to get real specific about things, we can find your exact peak height, your descent angle, your carry, your total distance, all these things. For instance, in this batch of 5 you just saw Taylor hit on the course, the average carry was 98 yards and the average total distance was 103, and he averaged 6 yards to the left of the flagstick. We see the ball speed and the club head speed as well as the efficiency, which some people call the smash factor. We also see the launch angle, the side spin and total spin, all these kinds of things. And also from this angle, when we see this screen, we get a side view from the blimp here on the cliff at number 7 at Pebble Beach. We can see the trajectories. We see he's very consistent with his trajectories. We see their landing right around 98 yards, 99 yards like we saw. And then from a blimp view, a bird's eye view, we can see again those 5 shots he just hit are a little left of the green and a little short of the flag. So now comes the moral of the story. It looks like Taylor might have been aiming a little too much to the left here. If he could take these 5 shots and simply move them all about 8 yards to the right, he would have 8 putts left. As it sits now, he has 2 putts, 1 pitch, and 2 bunker shots. So that's what he has occurring right now. And I would say all his swings were pretty good. What could improve there in terms of his 5 golf shots would be to learn his swing better to the point where he would aim a little more to the right of the flagstick. As we can see here, they all started to the right pretty well. You see that? These little ghosted out red lines here are the beginning of the ball flight, and they started to the right. We had a little bit of a hook. See, as they got up in the air, they started to the right, but then they had a little bit of a hook, took them a little bit to the left, and they fell a little bit to the left there. So this is the fantastic kind of on-course practice that you can do at Greenhills in the summertime, obviously, because again, the weather when the snow's on the ground precludes us from doing this kind of good on-course practice. But in the wintertime, you can do this kind of good on-course practice with me at Pebble Beach and several other major championship courses. So there we are. There we see Taylor's 5 shots. We can even see the balls sitting there, 2 on the green, 3 off the edge of the green, on number 7 at Pebble Beach. Now we don't have to just do this with your on-course practice for your approach shots. We can also do this for your layup shots as well as for your drives. For instance, here we are at the 18th hole at Pebble Beach, the famous dogleg par 5 that goes around the ocean to the green there. And so you can see down here it's 483 yards from the tee markers we have set today. And we can change your target. If you want to aim straight at the green, you would have 479 yards to the front edge of the green. To get over the ocean, you would have 426 yards. So I think most of us are not going to opt for that target line. Instead, we're going to hit it more at that tree that so many of the players aim at out in the middle of the fairway. 256 yards to get to that tree. And so you'd be able to hit a lot of drives to do that as well. Let's look at that one. Ooh, there's the good sound of it hitting on land on 18 at Pebble Beach. That one carried 218 and went a total of 233. Hit a ball speed of 132 and a launch angle of about 14 degrees. went higher and farther for sure. And nicely in the fairway. Behind the trees, but it should be playing well. 231 in the air, 248 total. Launch angle of 18.7 and a spin of 2750. You see how much higher that one went because he hit it more solidly. That one has a little tail on it to the right. Like all of us who are avid golfers know, that'll tend to go a little shorter, a little higher. So it carried 211, stopped at 224. Had a launch angle of 17.2 and a spin of 3,700. That one he hooked more. It's getting perilously close to the ocean. Oh, it stopped just a couple feet. It carried 245 and stopped at 254, 2,100 spin on that one. So that one's beautifully in play now up on land. There's a good long straight one. Right down the white chalk line that the computer drew for us, nestled under the tree beautifully. So that one carried 227 and stopped at 244. And just like we did with the approach shots, we can go ahead and look a little more closely at all these numbers. So it'll be a little hard for you to see, I think, on the monitor that you're looking at right now, but the club head speed is here for us. The ball speed averaged 136. The smash factor averaged 1.45. The launch angle averaged 15.8. The total spin averaged 2,900. Average carry was 226. The total distance was 240 on average. Average on line of 4 yards to the left. And then again, just like we looked at, and there you see the trajectories, that as always, the ones that go to the right are going to be kind of higher, the ones that go to the left will be kind of lower. Here's his dispersion. Thankfully, they're all on land. They're on 18 at Pebble Beach, averaging, like we know, about 235, 240 yards. And then when we see it from the blimp view, both from the side view and the bird's eye view, from the side view we can see what the trajectories look like. We see again the ones that went to the right will tend to be a little higher, and the ones that went to the left will tend to be the lower ones, but they all ended up on land nicely. There's that one that was just a couple feet from the ocean. These other four nicely in the fairway. So this is how much fun we can have in the wintertime with your on-course practice. And what this does, it makes it easier for you to see where your balls actually end up on the golf course. And the reason this helps us so much with our games is because now in the summertime at Greenhills Golf Course, play and practice, we encourage you to practice like this out on the golf course, where you might drop 5 golf balls and take a certain line, maybe on the second hole, take a certain line right at the middle, but if you have 3 of them end up to the left, starting to go down the hill there on number 2, you might conclude that, you know what, I need to aim more to the right to allow for my little pull or my little hook to get you to end up with your batch of 5 balls, your average, more on the green instead of off the green. Another example would be there, maybe if you tend to draw the ball, that becomes very difficult for you on number 2 at Greenhills, right? So then you might say, you know, I'd like to learn how to cut the ball, how to turn it to the right, so that when I miss my shot maybe on number 2 and on other holes that kind of call for a bit of a fade, you would learn how to cut the ball. Well, the perfect place to do it is number 2 at Greenhills. To take your 5 balls, hit 5 of them up there, and now when you miss, hopefully they'll miss to the right, and it'll be an easier pitch for you than the pitch down on the side of the hill to the left at number 2. So, thanks again for enjoying this Greenhills Golf Course Play and Practice Members On-Course Clinic. We look forward to doing more of them for you. We'll see you soon.